Across the East African savanna, one adult male white rhinoceros moves through yellow grass and thorn bushes. His body is massive, his skin is dark gray, his front horn is long, and the edge of his left ear carries a small notch. Dry mud stains his legs and belly. From a distance, he appears invulnerable, but the camera moves close and the truth is startling. Hundreds of swollen ticks cover his back, crowd his neck folds, packed behind both ears, line the shoulders, and hide around the tail base. Beneath the dust, the living armor is under siege. The infestation is dense, layered, and concentrated wherever the skin is warm, soft, or difficult to reach. Extreme close views reveal black and gray, ticks pressed together between deep creases. Some are small and flat. Others are swollen and round after feeding. The rhinoceros twitches his skin, flicks his ears, stamps one foot, and swings his head. He rubs his shoulder against an acacia trunk, then lowers himself into dry mud. Dust rises and mud cracks, but most parasites remain locked in place. Strength cannot solve this problem. A single red-billed oxpecker circles above the rhinoceros and lands near an old, dry scrape on the right shoulder. The bird is small, brown-gray, and light enough to walk across the giant without slowing him. It pauses, tilts its head, and studies the skin. Then it finds a first swollen tick. The beak closes near the parasite's head. The bird pulls once, adjusts its footing, and pulls again. The tick releases and disappears into the bird's mouth. In close-up, the method is precise. Search, grip, pull, swallow, inspect, and move on. The oxpecker crosses the rhinoceros like a tiny inspector moving over a living landscape. It steps over dried mud, peers into folds, and follows small movements beneath the dust. One tick comes from the shoulder. Another is lifted from the side of the neck. A third is hidden behind the ear. The rhinoceros starts walking, yet the bird keeps its balance with sharp claws. To the giant, this visitor may bring relief. To the bird, the rhinoceros is not simply a perch. It is a moving feeding ground, covered with hundreds of opportunities the host cannot remove alone. 5 more red-billed oxpeckers arrive, bringing the cleaning crew to exactly 6 birds. All 6 remain on this one rhinoceros. One takes the left ear, one the right ear, 2 spread across the shoulders, one follows the spine, and the first stays near the old scrape. A brief wider view establishes their positions. Then the camera returns close. Beaks enter the folds. Swollen ticks are lifted one after another. Dense black patches begin to fragment. Clean gray skin appears in narrow channels. The process is organized and unmistakable. Every bird works a separate zone, and every zone changes visibly. The deepest concentration sits behind the ears, where the skin is thinner and protected from the rhinoceros's movements. One bird slips into the fold behind the notched left ear and finds a packed cluster. The rhinoceros flicks sharply, forcing the bird away. It circles back and lands again. This time, the giant holds still. The oxpecker removes the largest tick first, then works around the edges. A second bird cleans the opposite ear. Close views show each parasite leaving the skin. Dark clusters shrink, the folds open, and the ears relax. The relief becomes visible in the rhinoceros's posture. Near the dry scrape on the right shoulder, the relationship becomes more complicated. One bird removes several ticks from the edge of the damaged skin. Then it pecks 2 close to the sensitive skin. The rhinoceros shudders, rolls the shoulder, and snaps the skin beneath the bird's feet. The oxpecker jumps away, but soon returns. It is not acting from kindness. It is searching for food wherever food may be found. When the bird focuses on parasites, the host benefits. When it probes irritated skin, the balance shifts. The cleaner becomes an annoyance, and the giant makes that limit clear. The rhinoceros cannot remove the birds with precision, but he can communicate. A sharp ear flick warns them away from sensitive skin. A sudden shoulder roll forces them to move. A full body shake clears the back for a moment. The 6 oxpeckers read every reaction. One shifts from scrape to a thick band of ticks along the spine. Another abandons the ear fold and moves toward the neck. The arrangement survives because both sides adjust. The birds take what the rhinoceros tolerates. The rhinoceros accepts what brings relief. It is not friendship. It is a negotiation written in movement. With the limits established,
the rhinoceros tolerates the oxpeckers because they remove irritating ticks, a purely practical arrangement for both species.
Down the ribs, behind the front legs, and toward the tail base. Close views dominate every stage. One beak parts a neck fold and reveals a hidden cluster. Two birds clear a dark band across the back. Another works beneath the softer skin behind the foreleg. At the tail base, the infestation is thickest. The rhinoceros swishes the tail, then holds it aside. The birds return, and the final patch begins to break apart. Suddenly, one oxpecker stops feeding and raises its head. From the rhinoceros's back, the birds have a clear view across the yellow grass. A distant lioness moves low between the bushes. The 6 birds burst upward and call sharply. The rhinoceros reacts at once. His head rises, both ears turn forward, and his nostrils test the air. His eyesight is limited, but the alarm changes his behavior before danger comes close. The lioness slows, realizes the approach has failed, and disappears into cover. The birds return. Whether they intended to protect him does not matter. The warning worked. Late sunlight warms the savanna as the cleaning crew begins a final inspection. The birds revisit the notched left ear, the right ear, the neck folds, the shoulder scrape, the spine, the ribs, the forelegs, and the tail base. Only scattered ticks remain. One is hidden behind the left ear. Another clings beneath a neck crease. A final swollen parasite sits beside the spine under dry mud. Each is gripped and removed. The rhinoceros no longer flicks constantly or ripples his skin in irritation. The dense black clusters have disappeared, and the gray hide is visible again. The rhinoceros walks into the fading light with 6 oxpeckers resting on his back. He is cleaner, calmer, and more alert than he was that morning. The birds are full, but they continue checking the folds for movement. Tomorrow, new ticks may arrive. Tomorrow, the birds may return. The relationship is useful, risky, imperfect, and strong enough to continue. The rhinoceros provides food, warmth, height, and safety. The oxpeckers provide access, relief, and warning. One giant carries a world on his skin. 6 tiny survivors know exactly where to search it.